topic is on dark web forensics. I know it's a very interesting domain nowadays when you talk about any emerging technologies based cybercrime. In this presentation, in this scenario, basically, I would like to cover the fundamental aspect basically which we are facing in real scenarios, in real enforcement agencies. We are not talking about anything which is talking in a very bigger picture like Interpol did this, Europol did this and all, but we're talking about the Indian scenarios like what kind of cases are coming as well, what kind of forensics indicators are there which can help for finding the information. The beautiful quote start with this. It's my favorite one. I always say because my domain is from the forensics domain. So I would say if a person is keen about the data, if you know exactly how to get data from the machine, from the computer, from the device, from the any environment, that is the beautiful thing. And for the same, it's required exactly how much you keen into the technologies basically. It's not like the automated things where you find the data, you got the information and trying to putting those things in any platform. So once the document have been posted online, the genie is of the bottle. We say that yes, we have posted something on Instagram, we posted something on Facebook or something and we deleted for a period. हम सोचते हैं कि delete हो गया, चलो ठीक है, we are safe. But while investigation, while attribution or finding those information from the police specific or any federal agencies basically, things are there. So it depends on the technology like how they are securing their data on the cloud, on their environment basically. So the topic is again the padding of for the attribution of dark web forensics. So again, when you talk about in Indian perspective, dark web, I would say Telegram, a medium. The main thing initiate from that thing. So if you got anything from any platform, it could be any breach dot something, any accesses or any platform जहाँ से हम data collect करते हैं. Even though we get the data from any platform like any social media platform, it could be Chipwire, it could be Discord, it could be Telegram, it could be any places जहाँ पे कोई handle से data हमें मिल रहा है. So crime जो है, intelligence जो है, forensics जो है basically it goes from financial fraud to different angle. You can see from the slide basically. We are talking about social media frauds, data breaches, ransomware, online phishing, hacking, sabotage, eavesdropping and everything. The question is like here, all are interlinked with each other. And when you talk about interlinking, it could be cyber crime, cyber terrorism, cyber warfare, cyber forensics, cyber, everything cyber. The main thing is called digital. The thing is called the data basically here. So like suppose I am sitting here, I took a IP of DigitalOcean or something like that, or मैंने कुछ host कर लिया and pretending myself as a person who is sitting at abroad. So something is like that. This is a scenario where it could be used any Tor, it could be used any software which can give different IPs. A simple scenario: a host machine having a Indian or Delhi-based IP, but similarly we are use some sort of VM machines or a Raspberry Pi or something like that, and we do have Tor based exit node जहाँ पे हमें different IPs मिल रही है. Similarly, we have seen various incident जहाँ पे हम देखते हैं कि ये data leak हुआ dark web पे. We are talking about vaccines, talking about different entities. Those who are claiming that they're the cyber security companies, even though they got stamped. It's about the code. It's about the thing, the vulnerability basically which you're talking about. Things are completely like this manner. You can see अगर कोई data leak हुआ है या breach हुआ है या अगर properly एक manner में upload है किसी surface web या किसी dark web पे, how the mechanism. Similarly, talking about the credentials which were leaked on dark web or on any platform, on a surface web. मैं ही कुछ leak करके, if I hide something like that on any platform, I know that to maintain the anonymity, I could use this kind of servers, these kind of machines. So things like that. The entire thing is about the information which is available on the internet with some sort of weakness or vulnerability. Cards, best, you can give any terms which is there. A fundamental snapshot from the online perspective. My question here is like how forensically we can help, what exactly the indicators, the footprints, artifact, what to study. Do we run some sort of imaging solution and we wait for the result for 2-3 days and we'll check that कि yes, ये data उसमें मिला या नहीं मिला. Is that the forensics? I would say again like, because when we read about certain trends, certain examinations, certain information, we have two things. One, जो होने वाला होता है और जो हमें हो चुका है. मतलब like the information, incident has been done. Then we're trying to do a forensics. Means like client place पे गया, then we did acquisition of the machines and all, and we try to do analysis without knowing the abstract and all. We just got to know yes, some cartel was there. He was trying to use some CSAM activities. We have to find some pornographic or any illicit or any content. So that is the vision basically. So here the artifact, the multimedia file could be JPEG file. If you know exactly apart from JPEG what other Image file extensions are there. Do we know about AISS and different things, which is recently being used by different mobile or devices as well. So things are there. Trending perspective, all the threat hunters, threat mappers, basically they try to collect the information from internet. These are the keywords. Do we know about these keywords? Do we know about the things? If you want to do a keyword searching, even though in a machine, things like that. Searching perspective, the Google trend from the Indian specific, you can see the green graph where it goes basically. Similarly, from the state perspective, we can see exactly from which state, from the ISP perspective, what kind of data is being searched through this globe. Things are there. For example, if they want to search some sort of ganja, a word called ganja, even though the spelling could be a person, Ganga, Genza, something. So it's very important, like what exactly we're searching on internet on the machine. So automated tools sometimes they help. I'm not saying like they could have a strong ML or AI, basically they can search something, but even though sometimes we have to use our mindset or the manual intervention which is required for the same. Like this info, Discord, channels on various platforms. So I've given a screenshot from a threat intel firm. They periodically monitoring things, what is happening in a specific area, in specific week basically, कि कौन से नए channels create हुए, उनके क्या नाम थे, उनका trend क्या था, उनका narrative क्या था. Search engines के base पे forensics करना, search करना, these things which is already pre-indexed. If things are not indexed, it doesn't mean that things are not exist. We have to think from a manual approach. Like drugs, I searched something, I got a store called Tom and Jerry. If suppose I'm searching something with the keyword base, do you think we get information? जब यहाँ पे Tom Jerry नाम से चीजें बिक रही हैं, so we have to think from that perspective. So things have been changed. We have to be update. We have to be thoroughly. We have to go or get into these things which is there. Now coming to main slide. What my pointers are here when you're talking about the investigation and forensics angle. Investigation, attribution. When we are from law enforcement agencies, we do investigation. But from a civil perspective or like a private, we do attribution. We try to collect the nodes, connecting the points. Then we say that from the factually, we have this information. So हमने notice किया कि we have different things, surface web, Tor, team, TTPs, सबका amalgamation करके then we get a proper result जो हम बात कर रहे हैं. So point one is that the very well known quote, without data you are just another person with opinion. Nowadays it's a trend basically. I would not like to name those things, but still I got this. But the actual thing is called manual hunting analysis of that threat actor, adversaries, what kind of things they are maintaining. अगर Stuxnet में यह source code है या इसको belong करता है इस country को, then we say like this. Similarly, when you talk about any modus operandi of any case, they are making a call through this software. They're trying to talk in this manner. उनका बोलने का लहजा, उनका chatting करने का लहजा, उनकी English, उनकी phonetics, उनका online Google Translate, multiple things are there. So sometimes things are not written in any book or any blog. It's a personal experience comes with an individual perspective. Tools are there, no doubt they are rocket science, they can do automate the things जो हम manual नहीं कर सकते. But इसके बाद, do we depend on these things or do we have to do some manual analysis? Yes, they can parse, they can give information, but the information they can give you have to study, you have to find that exactly, yes, इस data में यह information में यह important है. Then we have to connect that node with some different node. So sometimes what is happening by default, things are there, automated commercial things are there, lots of flagship things are there, but some pointers which I have mentioned over here from a Windows perspective. Like these are the artifacts which I pointed out. Like these artifacts can help in a preliminary analysis if suppose you are not depending on a tool which is commercial. So maybe this can help like file system analysis, restore point, Windows registry. हम बात करते हैं ransomware की. हम जब ransomware को ये नहीं जानते कि ransomware अगर encrypt करके फिर delete करता है data, तो forensics में अगर हम retrieve करेंगे तो भी हमें encrypted data मिलेगा. So things are there. So sometimes they completely think like the forensicators are the magician, like they can do anything. So sometimes we have to fight with the technology basically. What technology is saying like this? Which strain is that? Which malware is that? Which particular family is that? What TTPs generally which came through? ये phishing attack हुआ? या कोई content download किया गया? या what exactly CNC maintain करने के लिए क्या server use किया गया? क्या mechanism था? क्या timeline था? So things are there. Exfiltration में उसने क्या data copy किया? PDF किया? XLS किया? What exactly is done? Operating system, browser, short links, event log, ये fundamental artifacts हैं जो Windows के हैं. These are the main thing. If we study thoroughly with this perspective, sometimes they may help those things. Now coming to main point, dark web perspective. What exactly dark web? What exactly things we are doing? We are trying to finding those things from a machine. So when you see the phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, without intervention of legal things, how could you? Suppose you got an IP. अब आईपी के बारे में आप कैसे पता करोगे? विदाउट एनी लीगल इंटरवेंशन, विदाउट एनी प्रॉपर प्रोसीजर, हाउ कुड यू गेट द इन्फॉर्मेशन लाइक दिस आईपी बिलोंग्स टू दिस आईएसपी गिवन टू दीपक कुमार? So these pointers sometimes can help. So finding from a 1 to 2nd to 3rd level, that are the some pointers which I think. So first one is like the real time investigation, real time. आप RAM dump करते हैं, RAM suppose RAM नहीं हो पाया, RAM dump नहीं हो पाया, then what are the other files there? We should focus on the memory file, page files are there, prefetch files are there. They can give some substantial pointers. वो सब भूल जाते हैं. So things are there where we have to focus on these areas. So conviction rate can go like this. So we are focusing like crime is happening. We depending on IP and the basically numbers. Apart from numbers and IP, बहुत सारी चीजें हैं. So forensics can help to finding those information into the these manner. Point one, data. For example, Tor forensics. Tor browser is there because we know that Tor is a platform where we can use internet to access those things. What are the Tor pointers? If suppose you want to talk about a tool called NCase, we talk about any Belka, we talk any magnet, anything, things are there. So those artifacts, those who can parse those information, are they collecting those information? Yes. But what kind of information? So things are there. Phase 2 is about connecting those information from internet. OSINT से हम कैसे connect कर सकते हैं? These are the information. Last is very clear about the CTI part, जहाँ पे हम legal, multilateral, AMLAT की linkage establish करते हैं, जहाँ पे हमें यह लगता है कि कोई data हमें foreign से लेना है. For example, the case which is actually happening that. Deleted data. Understand about the logical and deleted file. This really help in any sort of forensics basically. So the red part is basically Slack one. I have taken a screenshot of very old 4.2 version of NCase, but still things are there. Recovery of the data from a Slack area. For example, image is there, JPEG file. Sometimes the attribution, the name of the file can give good information. Yes. Sometimes maybe the file is not able to recoverable. वो नहीं होता कि आप retrieve करते हैं तो बोलता file is corrupted. That's fine, but the file name could be summary और या फिर CV of दीपक. तो इसमें that CV दीपक का उस पेन ड्राइव में था जो उसने स्टोल किया, चोरी किया, जो भी किया basically. So these indicators, these time frames sometimes give some information. Explaining this information in a court or in a platform, that really makes sense as well in reporting perspective. Browser में person claim that yes हमने install ही नहीं किया. Sometimes maybe we try to do what, we try to use some portable tool on a ground without doing a imaging. Sometime before seizing the evidence we try to run a keyword search. At least we can see कि यह name, जैसे name example लीजिए, suppose करिए कोई victim है, victim name is Swati. अब Swati SWATI, I am using this example. अब Swati SWTHI, Swati is in South India. So sometimes keywords play a very important role for searching any information on this kind of investigations as well. So one example like this, a screenshot of the Tor browser when it was installed. यूजर ने इंस्टॉल कर दिया, ठीक है, रजिस्ट्री में मिला, कहाँ पे इंडिकेटर्स हैं, क्या फाइल कितनी मिल सकती है, दैट इज द पॉइंटर्स व्हिच इज देयर. वी बेटर नो अबाउट द SQLite फाइल्स आर देयर, दैट कैन गिव सम इंफॉर्मेशन अबाउट द ब्राउजर पर्सपेक्टिव, डेटाबेस पर्सपेक्टिव. लोकेशंस आर देयर, यू कैन सी लाइक under which folder, like it was not in C drive, it was in D drive, maybe some person used some external drive. Registries can give good information. Human, that's the beautiful thing. Nowadays it's not only technology part, sometimes our relationship, our knowledge, our wisdom towards in this fraternity, or you can say cyber security, that can give good information. Human perspective, these are the pointers which is there. Have you really gone through with these things? टूल्स ये सब बताते नहीं है, ये हमें मैनुअली करना पड़ता है. फर्स्ट एग्जांपल लाइक टॉर हिडन सर्विसेज वेयर यू कैन चेक. हैव यू थिंक अबाउट SSL के बेस पे रिवर्स चेक करना कि एग्जैक्टली इस फिंगरप्रिंट पे और कितने वेबसाइट्स क्रिएट हुई हैं. फॉर एग्जांपल SBI योनो लोगो है, SBI लोगो के पर्सपेक्टिव दे कैन चेक एग्जैक्टली हाउ मेनी फिशिंग वेबसाइट्स हैज बीन क्रिएटेड. अब किसी वेबसाइट का नाम ngRock.io.something, ngRock.io में कहीं भी SBI लिंक नहीं है, सो मे बी सम सेंसर्स और सम स्क्रैपर्स वुड नॉट वर्क. Sometimes that image based reverse favicon based reverse proxy can help to find those information, which is really important. Shodan, no doubt. How to search, that is again the big subject. गलतियों से ही चीजें निकलती हैं. जब गलती होती है किसी मिसकन्फिग्रेशन में या कोई कॉपी पर्सपेक्टिव में गिटहब पे कोई जैसे भी एक सोर्स कोड लीक हुआ किसी पर्सपेक्टिव किसी कंपनी का, सिंपली सो व्हाट इज हैपनिंग देयर, द इश्यूज विद द क्लाउड, द इशू विद द सिक्योरिटी, द इशू विद द कॉन्फ़िगरेशन, डायरेक्टली लिस्टिंग, verbose signatures and badly configured sources. These are some pointers which is there for to finding the information. Again the same points for the web page analysis. Sometimes these JS files, JavaScript files also can divide this information. No doubt attribution perspective, a single email can give good information like कितनी websites link हैं. A single IP can give good information like what are the reverse thing. Maybe SSL update करने के लिए इस बार इन्होंने domain tools का use किया, maybe पहले उन्होंने Let's Encrypt use किया, उससे पहले किसी और का. So sometimes you check the history and the parameters which is there. Last and very clear, रोल्स ऑफ ओसेंट, ओसेंट प्ले इंपॉर्टेंट रोल. ओसेंट से भी एक इंपॉर्टेंट वर्ड है ओसिम्फ, जिसे कहते हैं ओपन सोर्स इन्फॉर्मेशन. वी आर डीलिंग विथ वर्ड दैट इज कॉल्ड ओपन सोर्स इन्फॉर्मेशन, नॉट द ओसेंट. हम टेक्नोलॉजिकल क्या स्क्रैपिंग, इतना डेटा मिलता है जो नेट पे हमारे पास बेसिकली. व्हेन वी फाइंड यह डेटा इंपॉर्टेंट, देन ओनली वी कैन कनेक्ट विद द थिंग्स. अ इमेज इज देयर, अ सिंपल simple add-on we can use, we can check exactly these image link with what all things. My R3E is basic, very clear. Reconnaissance, record, research, enforcement, which talk about recon. If it is in development domain, may work in this one. You want to maintain a hierarchical, or you can say archival data that makes things, and research enforcement is there. So again the last very clear. If you say that ki solve nahi ho paya case, so think about this layer. What you have done, what you have find from the any investigation. Forensics can give good information, but the thing is called the manner, the approach basically which you're trying to find thing. And the last and very clear, what required here, we required these all things. Again the same thing, LEAs, forensic team, professionals, legal team, then that can give those information. So done from my side. I know it's a very short time. I try to cover in the entire artifact and the pointers and the linkages, which is really important for the perspective of the same thing. Again, Telegram, I would say maximum cases are coming through this platform. I'm not pointing this entity itself, because maybe they try to initiate some sort of thing, a leak, a handle from this platform, a sample or anything. But when you try to do attribution, you will get some linkages which is in dark web or in different platform basically. Thanks from my side.